Here's the F22. I got 2 flights in this video for you. The first one here, we're just gonna finish up a little bit of dialing in this plane. I've got about 8 flights on the plane right now, and I've changed something every single flight. So I'll talk more about this once we get the plane in the air here. Takeoff went pretty good. Now what I'm feeling here in this flight is that the nose does want to sink. I have a feeling that it's because of the center of gravity. I might not have the batteries in the exact same location that I just had it for the previous 8 flights. I have not needed to change this specific setting yet.
0, 2 up, 4 up, 6 up.
You can hear me adding a bunch of clicks of elevator there. So I'm pretty comfortable. I'm gonna go for the very first full pass here at high speed. And it feels pretty good.
Time remaining 2 minutes.
We'll set up for another one. Through the course of this video, I am going to give you small details of what's going on, and also at the end I'm going to discuss kind of what to expect next here on the channel. That one a little bit tighter, feels good. We're definitely over the 200 km/h mark here on 12S for this plane. This plane is a 90mm jet. It does have a jet fan in there with a Leopard motor, somewhere around 1000 kV on 12S. The Leopard motor does perform better than the typical motors that you'd find in these jet fan units. So somewhat of a slow flyby there.
1 minute.
Plane is finally feeling pretty solid, just the way I like it. I fly my F22 very, very differently than everyone else. Most guys like to keep it very light and to have infinite amounts of throw. I have the exact opposite. No throw, which still seems to me as quite a bit of throw.
30 seconds.
So I got 30 seconds here on the timer. I'm gonna drop the gear and get ready for a landing. I know that I have tons of capacity in the battery. There's no panic. I don't need to make the first few landings. I can go around several times.
Gear down. You need to land now. Landing flaps.
Bring in the landing flaps and set up for a landing. That looked really hot, so we pulled her vertical and applied power, and we're going around. This round we're going to slow it down a little bit more. We're going to pull in the flaps there. Looking good. Now we just need to slow down. Yep, definitely need brakes on this plane. It tends to roll forever. I did use the grass there to slow it down. I'm thinking about possibly moving to a brake system that will help out tremendously. So here we go. We're gonna taxi on by and then get right into the second video clip here. Here we are, flight number 2. Definitely more confident now in the high speed capabilities. We're gonna see if we can repeat exactly what we just did. Hopefully we do not need any more trim settings adjusted. Applying full power until we break the wheels, and then we can, pull the throttle back a little bit since we're in the air and it doesn't need anywhere close to that power to sustain flight. Already I can tell the plane is feeling better than the previous takeoff. Feels pretty good. Let's line it up for our first high-speed pass of this flight. Wide open, 4.2 kilowatt. There's a nice high-speed pass and pulling tight there near the end. I'm going to line it up for yet another high-speed pass here. And again, pulling tight at the end here of the high-speed pass. Now I did measure G-force. It's coming around 4 to about 4.5 Gs when I finished the high-speed pass. So that's not too bad, not too bad at all. I did check in with someone else who's flying on a heavier 8S setup, and they pull a spike of 15 Gs. I'm more so holding that G-force in the corner, but a spike of 15 is still pushing and flexing and stressing the structural components here in the jet. There's a nice slower speed pass for you. Not as slow as this jet can go, even at the heavier weight that this jet is at. We'll get it turned around here for another pass. Open it up.
30 seconds.
Not sure what I wanted that to be. Well, I guess it was intended for that famous F22 move, just not all that well executed. But again, I don't really fly for all the fancy maneuvers. I'm really just trying to dial in power and speed. We'll maybe get there one day when I get bored of going fast, but so far it's been 20 years and I haven't yet been bored from high-speed passes.
You need to land now.
Another thing is, I'm not using much throw
Landing flaps.
in this plane as compared to what most people are. So we got the flaps down, we're ready to bring her in. A little bit of a wobble, but still get it down and got it down at a slower speed. Should be able to stop a little bit earlier this time. And it is, so we can get her dialed around. And as we get it dialed around and taxi back, I will tell you what's coming up. I do have some more free wing albatross videos. We did see this on the RC Explained channel, the main channel that I do have. I'm going to show you some interesting stuff with 3D printed parts and going well over 200 kilometers an hour. The 10S setup in the L39 is actually faster than the 12S setup here in the F22. So stay tuned for that and make sure you subscribe so you can see more fast airplanes and also some high-speed RC car action as well.